The events of history and the modern day are influenced by an alphanumerical code and ancient archetypes, allegories, and symbols that are both metaphorical and, in some instances, historical. I've been focusing on the influence of the ancient archetype of the trident, as it has manifested in history and current events, mostly as a target of destruction. Perhaps the greatest single act of destruction of the trident is the August 9th, 1945 nuclear bombing of Nagasaki, Japan by the United States. The trident here is not as apparent as in other instances, but becomes evident when you consider the flag and city seal of the city of Nagasaki. The flag and seal of the city of Nagasaki, Japan contain 5 tridents, but these are not unique, stylized tridents distinct to Nagasaki, the way that Malaysia Airlines has tridents stylized specifically for its unique logo, or Ukrainian Trizub is a uniquely identifiable trident. No, the tridents on the seal and flag of Nagasaki are distinctly the glyph for the planet Neptune, distinguished by its use of an upside-down cross for its middle prong. Neptune is also a Roman god, not entirely created or acknowledged uniquely by Rome, but their expression of an ancient archetype, Enki, of ancient Sumer, Ptah, to ancient Kemet/Egypt, who to ancient Greece is Poseidon. Neptune is a blue planet with a large and a smaller black spot, earning it the moniker of the Black and Blue. Official science states that it literally rains diamonds on the planet Neptune, so diamonds can be a symbol of Neptune. Diamonds, black and blue, allusions to Neptune, as expressed by metal legend Dio in his classic Holy Diver. In a 2004 documentary, Dio hinted at the reason that these symbols are being persecuted. Celebrity diva Rihanna addresses Neptune in her hit song Diamonds. Rihanna is a Pisces. The zodiac sign of Pisces is ruled by the planet Neptune. Besides the trident, the most salient symbol of Neptune is the horse. Look at how many times horse is mentioned in this Wikipedia article on Poseidon. Quote, the god of horses. He was venerated as a horse, father of horses, which is why the music video for the song Diamonds features primarily Mustang horses. The Bronco is a Neptune symbol. The Denver Broncos franchise has had a recent spate of tragedies over an 8-month period from July 2021 through March 2022. Former Broncos, almost all Super Bowl winners, passed away. The culmination of this series of events, as of the time of making this video, was the March 24th, 2022 fire to the home stadium of the Denver Broncos, Empower Field at Mile High. An aerial view of Empower Field reveals in the design of its surrounding grounds the most salient symbol of Neptune, the trident. Somewhat reminiscent of the Dealey Plaza trident on which John F. Kennedy was sacrificed. The Sumerian chief deity Anu, father of the most significant deities, Enki, who is Neptune, and Enlil, who associates with Jupiter, gave his trident to Enki, whom he sided with in the war between the two half-brothers. Enki, a quote-unquote god, who is like all other gods, also described as flesh and blood corporal royalty, fathered a son with a human mortal female. That demigod son was Ziusudra, also known as Utnapishtim, who, in Judeo-Christian terms, is Noah. Noah, Ziusudra, had a son, Shem, who had a son, Elam, a name that Americans pronounce Elam. So you could say that the great-grandson of Neptune, Enki, is Elam, a name at the center visually of the most circulated picture of the stadium fire across media. Empower Field. The world is scripted by an alphanumerical code. Neptune and Empower. A supermatch across three of the base ciphers of English gematria. This is Rambo, and these are the truth codes. I will be decoding using the alphanumerical code of gematria, which is extremely simple. I will use mostly, but not exclusively, the 4 base ciphers of English gematria. Gematria attributes numerical values to names, words, and phrases by giving each letter a numerical value and then adding each letter value in the word, phrase, or sentence to get a sum total value of that name, word, phrase, or sentence. Simple gematria, or the ordinal cipher, gives each letter a value based on the letters' order in the alphabet. Pythagorean gematria, or full reduction, does the same, but reduces double-digit values to single digits by adding the digits of the double-digit number to get a single-digit sum. So J is the 10th letter, having a value of 10 in simple. 1 plus 0 equals 1, so J equals 1. Z is the 26th letter. 2 plus 6 equals 8, so Z is reduced to 8 in the Pythagorean cipher. Reverse simple gematria, or reverse ordinal, is the same as ordinal, except it starts with Z equal 1 and ends with A equals 26. Reverse Pythagorean / reverse full reduction is the same as Pythagorean full reduction, starting with Z and ending with A, which is 8. That's 26, 2 plus 6 reduced. Gematria unveils the common essence between two words or phrases by giving them matching numerical values. I am using the Gematrinator.com calculator for the graphics in my decode. Gematro.com is another good calculator. Links in the description. The trident symbol has manifested at moments in history that literally altered the destiny of mankind. The tridents incorporated into the design of the Twin Towers of New York City's World Trade Center are the most salient example. U.S. President John F. Kennedy was shot on the giant trident of Dealey Plaza. Manchester United Football Club of England have been considered by some as the most widely supported sports franchise in the world. It has a trident on its world-famous crest, and it experienced tragedy in the 1958 Munich air disaster. Malaysia Airlines has horizontal trident logos. Malaysia Airlines experienced back-to-back tragedies in 2014 with the disappearance of Flight 370 and the shooting down of Flight 17 over Ukraine, a country that employs the Trizub as a national symbol. Ukraine has seen constant conflict throughout its history, and the Holodomor famine holocaust, and the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, the worst nuclear accident in human history. This headline in the initial reporting of the shooting down of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 states, quote, 295 dead, 295. This synchronizes with Manchester United. 295 is a date, 29th May, the date in 1968 that they became the first team from England to win the European Cup under legendary manager Matt Busby, who survived the Munich crash. 295, 29th May, is the birthday of John F. Kennedy, who died on the giant trident of Dealey Plaza. May is May 29th, 529, the detonation time of the Trinity test bomb, which led to the destruction of Nagasaki, that has 5 tridents in its city seal. This was the Manhattan Project. Manhattan, the location of the Twin Towers and their tridents. It was an initial count, the 295. The full official count was eventually higher. This brings us, and you notice a distinct nuclear theme here, to the greatest single act that I can think of at this time of the destruction of the Trident, the August 9th, 1945 nuclear bombing of the city of Nagasaki, Japan. Nagasaki's identification with the Trident is seen in the city's official seal and flag that has 5 tridents inside a pentagon. But these tridents, unlike those of Ukraine and Malaysia Airlines, which are stylized uniquely for those entities specifically, are not specific to Nagasaki, but they are the glyph for the planet Neptune, which is identifiable by its use of the base of an upside-down cross as the middle prong of the trident. The point at which the nuclear bomb detonates is called, quote, ground zero, a term used on the destruction of the Twin Towers on September 11th and Building 7. But long before September 11th, 2001, during the Cold War, the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., a target on 9/11, had its center courtyard named Ground Zero. The Pentagon identified as a target. Before the Pentagon of the Nagasaki seal and flag was literally ground zero of a nuclear bomb. The tridents and the Pentagon, both symbols of the September 11th attacks and on the city seal of the flag of Nagasaki. The trident is a symbol of Neptune. Rome observed Neptune Celebration Day, Neptunalia, which was held annually on 23rd July, 237. The nickname of the Trinity test bomb, the Gadget, sums to 237 in the Agrippa/Latin/Jewish cipher of English gematria. Nagasaki was officially proclaimed a city on April 1st, 1889. The Nagasaki bombing of August 9th, 1945 was 7 months, 23 days before the next April 1st anniversary of Nagasaki's designation as a city. 7/23. 7 months, 23 days. 7/23, like the date July 23rd, which is Neptunalia. April 1st is also the Roman annual Venus celebration day, known as Veneralia. A symbol of Venus is the pentagram, such as the one seen on the city seal of Nagasaki that became a city on Veneralia, April 1st. The trident and pentagram persecuted together. In Sumerian terms, Anu, the trident, and Asherah, she who treads on the sea, would be the equivalent of Venus. It is also noteworthy that Nagasaki has a Jesuit history identified by the Jesuit order on the opposite side of the world as a location of significance to them. Neptune is a blue planet which has one large and one small black spot, earning it the moniker the Black and Blue. Official science states that it literally rains diamonds on the planet Neptune. So diamonds are associated with Neptune. Neptune, who is Poseidon, is the god of the realm of the sea. So the sea, diamonds, black and blue, all allusions to Neptune. With this in mind, we can consider the lyrics of rock classic Holy Diver by metal legend Dio, which states in its opening line, quote, "Holy Diver, you've been down too long in the midnight sea," and, quote, "got shiny diamonds like the eyes of a cat in the black and blue," unquote. In the second line, he also says, quote, "Ride the tiger. You can see his stripes," unquote. The tiger is a euphemism for the planet Jupiter, which has distinct orangish brown and white stripes. In Sumerian lore, Enlil identifies with Jupiter, the sworn bitter enemy of his half-brother Enki, Neptune. In the 2004 documentary Metal, A Headbanger's Journey, Ronnie James Dio explained the meaning of Holy Diver, although he did not mention Neptune or Enki or Jupiter or Enlil by name. He said this, quote, "It is really a religious song about a Christ figure who on another place, not Earth, has done exactly the same as we apparently are supposed to have experienced on Earth, dying for the sins of man so that man could start again and be cleansed. So the same thing happened on this far distant planet. They're calling him the Holy Diver," unquote. A diver, as in the ocean, Neptune, is of the ocean. I am offering a great accolade and huge shout out to Stevie Knoxville for bringing me this gem of a clip, as well as the fact that it rains diamonds on Neptune. Huge dot connectors. Big thank you to Stevie Knoxville. After the trident, the most salient symbol of Neptune is the horse. From Wikipedia, quote, "Like Poseidon, he was also worshipped by the Romans as a god of horses, as Neptunus equestris. Poseidon, god of horses, venerated as a horse, father of horses. Diamonds are a reference to Neptune, a planet on which it literally rains diamonds. Rihanna, born February 20th, is a Pisces. Pisces is ruled by the planet Neptune. Rihanna is from Barbados, which has a trident on its national flag. So Rihanna is very much a representative of Neptune. The music video for her smash hit Diamonds features primarily Mustang horses. Rihanna is dressed in the aquatic Neptunian blue, and almost the entire video is imbued in that Neptunian color. Remember that in the Metal documentary, Dio stated that the Holy Diver from the Midnight Sea in the black and blue was a Christ figure. At the end of the music video for Diamonds, Rihanna is in the sea, in a crucifixion pose. consistent with Dio's description and imagery of the holy diver. The Bronco is a Neptune symbol, as confirmed by gematria, which converts essence into numbers. Same essence between two separate words, same number values shared between them. Two former coaches of the Denver Broncos, both Super Bowl winners with the Denver Broncos, offensive line coach Alex Gibbs and quarterbacks coach Greg Knapp, died in 2021 within 11 days of each other. Neptune rules Pisces. Both were Pisces. Think of Neptune and the symbolism and explanation given by Ronnie James Dio, the Christ figure. The Neptune symbol Denver Broncos, later in 2021, saw the death of its former standout Super Bowl winning wide receiver, Demaryius Thomas, who was born on December 25th, Christmas, and died at age 33. The age given to Jesus Christ at his death. In this photo shoot published on the Denver Broncos website approximately 6 months before Demaryius Thomas died, he strikes a crucifixion pose in front of his home's twin pillars. Neptune/Poseidon was the king of Atlantis, which had its twin pillars destroyed. The twin pillars in esoteric Freemasonry, besides the more popularly recognized term, the Pillars of Solomon, or the lesser-known Pillars of Hercules and or Pillars of Enoch, on a deeper occulted level are the Pillars of Wisdom, aka the Pillars of Lamech. It is known that these are the Pillars of Atlantis. 3 weeks after Demaryius Thomas passed, former Broncos head coach Dan Reeves, who led the Broncos to 3 Super Bowls in a 4-year span, died as well. Part of the March 24th, 2002 fire to the Denver Broncos home stadium, Empower Field, burned beneath Dan Reeves' section of the Ring of Fame, as displayed in the media. The name Reeves is more popularly associated with actor Keanu Reeves, best known for his role as Neo in the classic blockbuster movie The Matrix. In the movie, Neo's passport expires on 119, 11th September 2001. The birthday of the Denver Broncos, the franchise's establishment date, is August 14th, 1959. 11 months, 9 days before Neptunalia, July 23rd. (119). Like Dan Reeves' birthday, 119, January 19th. 119 is the gematria value of Poseidon. Poseidon's symbol, the trident, as seen on the World Trade Center Twin Towers that were brought down on 119. Remember that Enki Poseidon Neptune is the father, Lamech in biblical terms, of Utnapishtim/Zeusudra, Noah in biblical terms, whose grandson is Elam, pronounced in the United States as Elam. a name visually highlighted in the media coverage of the Denver Broncos stadium fire, despite the fact that the fire was actually most directly underneath John Lynch's section of the Ring of Fame. But Elam's name was focused on the most in media images. Elam, as in double Super Bowl winning kicker Jason Elam. Elam is a Pisces ruled by the planet Neptune, whose glyph is the trident. The trident, as seen in the landscape of the Denver Broncos home stadium, Empower Field. Neptune is the blue planet with the larger black spot and the smaller black spot, which earns it the moniker of the Black and Blue that Dio sang about in Holy Diver. In the Agrippa/Latin/Jewish cipher of English gematria, Poseidon and Black and Blue both sum to 308. Poseidon sums to 38 in the base reverse Pythagorean cipher. So if 38 is a Neptune Poseidon number, which it is, and the National Football League is fully conscious of the importance of its symbolism, who would contest Super Bowl 38? The Black and Blue Carolina Panthers, whose colors are black and blue. They were defeated by the New England Patriots. In gematria, Panthers sums to 38. Dio's line from Holy Diver, the eyes of a cat in the black and blue. Cat in the black and blue. This describes the Carolina Panthers, the cat in the black and blue. This was in Super Bowl 38. Neptune is Poseidon. Poseidon is 38. Panthers is 38. Dio stated that the Holy Diver from the black and blue, the cat was in the black and blue, was a Christ figure. So who could have been the Christ figure when the black and blue lost to the Bronco horse of Neptunus Equestris? Well, let us consider that the Coptic Church of Ethiopia and Egypt celebrates Christmas, the birth of Christ, on January 7th. Remember that the alternative birthday for Jesus Christ is September 11th as well, 119. We've seen that manifest here. Black and Blue head coach Ron Rivera is born January 7th. The birth of Christ in Ethiopian and Egyptian Coptic tradition. In the Neptune-themed Broncos Panthers Super Bowl, Ron Rivera was the Holy Diver. "31 is a huge Neptune number. In gematria, Neptune has a value of 31. Neptune in Latin is Neptunus, which also has a 31 value. Trizub 31, the Ukrainian trident. Empower 31, the name of the Broncos' home stadium. Synchromistically, the Denver Fox affiliate that reported on the Empower Field Denver Broncos home stadium fire is Fox 31. Here, Houston station KHOU has a 31 second video on the fire. In gematria, Elam has a value of 31, as Bronco has a value of 31. Jason Elam is a Pisces ruled by Neptune, that is Poseidon, which sums to 38. Poseidon sums to 38. Jason Elam's birthday is 3/8, March 8th. Malaysia Airlines with the Poseidon Tridents logo, that's Flight 370, disappeared on March 8th, Jason Elam's birthday, and lost contact with air traffic control 38 minutes after takeoff in 2014. Flight 370 last made voice contact with air traffic control at 1:19 local time, Malaysian time, 1:19. 119, like Poseidon, who shares the Malaysian Airlines trident symbol. Like Dan Reeves' birthday, he coached the Neptune symbol Broncos. The number of occupants on Flight 370 is 239. 239. Like the date, 23rd September. 23rd September 239 happens to be the discovery date of the planet Neptune. The flight disappeared over the South China Sea, the realm of Neptune.